Brent, you talked about nurturing the development of young guys. What have you seen out of our Mason Thomas in terms of his progression, and what has maybe impressed you the most about him this season?
He's just he got a light inside of him that's really special. Amazing young man. He's a winner. Of course he missed several weeks, almost a month, because of a hamstring injury. But he's wide open. He's full tilt. He's all the way on go every day. You got to slow him down. He's thankful. He's appreciative. I asked him what the highlight so far of college was. He talked about team bonding, the new relationships that he's been able to have. He didn't talk about anything about himself, like, oh, when I got that tackle, or I made my, made my first play, or I ran in the first time in a game. Nothing like that. It was about the stuff that really matters, that have sustainability for the rest of his life. He's got a great perspective. He got a great mama who's a fighter, who's got great perspective in life, and comes from a winning program. He's brought a lot of those same traits. He shows up every day with a willingness and a readiness to work. He's tough. You can coach him really hard. He's got better awareness about himself than anybody else could possibly have. And that's why he's created an opportunity for himself. He's got great value. He brings value to the team, to whatever space he's in. He brings value to it every day. And it starts because he has a great attitude. He has a thankfulness. And he's really tough, and he's got a tremendous work ethic. Great future. He's very talented, twitchy, super fast, very natural in a lot of things. He's got the out of season, putting on some weight will be important for him, but he's a lot of fun to be around.
Time for three more. Ryan Chapman. Brent, last night we were talking to DaShaun White, and one of the keys for the linebackers, emphasis for the linebackers, was timing up the blitz. Is it a bit better with how multiple you guys want to be and how much you just have to digest? How hard is that early on to kind of time that up correctly, and how long does that process take?
From that, I believe that when you're really good at it, a lot of times it's just instinctive. It's a very natural thing. That's a gift. Just like striking people. Some people are heavy strikers. They're heavy-handed. They're speed to contact. The closer they get to the ball, the faster they get, the more explosive they get, the more knockback they get. Same thing with blitz timing. You can get guys better at it. There's some timing mechanisms that you try to get them to be aware of, and you practice that. But a lot of it is instinctive.
Third row, John Shin.
Yeah, Brent, you mentioned, they'll be judged on can you get better throughout the season. How hard is that for a defense? Because it seems like the grind of a season takes a bigger toll on that unit than anybody else. How hard is it to keep showing constant improvement?
I don't know. That is hard. It's always hard to get them better, because if you have success, it's hard to, oh man, we've arrived, right? Guys aren't quite as hungry, they don't want to hear it. They're buying into their, press clippings and all the great things everybody wants to say about them. Stay hungry. And then if you're not successful, right, pulling yourself off the mat and continue to buy in and stay committed and being all in when it comes to a commitment. That is really hard too, to keep coming back without having in their individual minds what better looks like, where they can quantify it. And so, I think that I don't undervalue that. What you say, how hard is that? I don't know why it would be different for defense as opposed to offense, though. I don't.
Well, you mentioned like tendencies and stuff like that. It seems nowadays offenses, if they see a scab, they don't pick at it; they go at it with a machete.
It's professional courtesy, right? Yeah.
It just seems like defensively, if you've got problems, they're a lot harder to fix than maybe offensively. You can just not do what you struggle at, but defensively, you don't have that option.
Yeah, you can't run from it. That's for sure. You got to run right towards the hard, and it's easy to go the other way. And so again, awareness and accountability, ownership. Our job as coaches is to create ownership both on our side of it and their side. So having the ability to appeal to their voice of reason and saying, yeah, coach, that's me. That's where it's going to start for all of us. If you're going to make the improvement, you got to have, again, the ownership and the self-awareness that I got to get better at these things. And if he does that and I do this and he does that, then collectively we can get better. And so, but I believe in, a process. I believe in fundamentals. I believe in toughness. I believe in mindset. I believe in attitude. I believe in the practice field. I believe in that film room. And I believe in the consistency that it takes. You can't, again, as I said earlier, you can't do it occasionally. A success and winning is not rewarded by what you do occasionally. It's what you do consistently. And so that part, like anything, when you're dealing with, again, 18 to 22, 23, 24-year-old guys, is to get them to consistently do the things that it takes. And again, coaches too. Like, coaches, stay hungry, be convicted, show up with passion and intensity and love for what you do every day. Coach can't grow weary either. It takes a toll on a season for a coach, drag himself out of bed every day. I don't have that problem, and I'm not beating my own chest. I just have never had. I love what I do, and I love it no matter if it's really good or if it's not. I love seeing the players have a smile on their face and walking in with some confidence and having an edge to them because of the work that they put in and then the result that they got from that work that they put in. I like to see that in the eyes of a player. And I'm discouraged for them when they're not seeing, the fruits of their labor. But I just got to just go back to work. And it's a very simple concept, hard to do because it takes all those things I've been talking about, for the last 40 minutes, and you got to do it every single day. That's what the best of the best do, man. If they do something well, Braden Willis, they show up consistently with the right mindset, with the right work ethic, with the right commitment, with a toughness that is hard to match, and a focus. When I talk about a focused intensity, you can't just be intense. You got to have a focused intensity to you. Where you're looking at a target, you're looking at a goal, and you're very focused on that in that moment. Being present in the moment is what it's all about. Not worrying about what you did wrong at the first part of the year. And that's our job too as coaches, to help them remind them of, here's the things we've put on tape. We're still doing the things that we did wrong in the UTEP game or the which we won, or the Nebraska game, which we won, or again TCU or Texas or Kansas State, which we lost. We're still rehearsing those things and showing those to our players on the field so that they can, don't do X, Y, Z, So I don't know. Is being successful is hard, and so again, whether you're doing really well, it's hard. Keep guys hungry and motivated and on edge, and not full of themselves. Staying desperate to be successful, respecting the mindset of an opponent. Again, literally, as you climb, it gets harder. It gets steeper. The air gets thinner. The margin for error is less and less. You have a 12-game season, and you come out and you lose game one. You can still fight your way back, quote unquote, right, in the playoff talk or the championship talk, and we've had to reset some of our goals. What's in front of us right now. Well, here's what we control. You got 5 games, 5 straight weeks. You got between game days and practice days, you got we're at 29 now. 29 days of practice and games. That's it. And after today, it'll be 28. And man, you got to make the most of it. You want to have a season where you have no regret, man, then you got to give everything you got, like everything you got, like what we've been asking from the get-go for the last 10 months. You continue to put everything you got into it. That's your only chance. There's not, again, a different formula now whatsoever. The things it's going to take for us to be a better team than when we started. And I believe we can do that. And it's going to take a lot of work. But we got to have a great Tuesday in order for us to have that, in 5 weeks, what we want. You got to have a great Tuesday. You got to have a great, team meeting. You got to have a great. So I got to come ready to go too every day. I don't take that lightly either. You don't come in there and just fist bump it. All right, man, let's go to position meetings. I got to help my guys think the right way, focus on the right things, and be committed to the right things. and and get them to see the vision that we have, what we want to accomplish, certainly this week and moving forward, what that's going to look like down the road, and make sure that they understand that none of it's going to be easy. So.
We'll close with Lee Benson in the back.
Ruth brought up the self-scout yesterday. You mentioned it at the top. Just curious, defensively, if any particular position group maybe benefited more than others on this self-scout that you've noticed, and you're thinking, oh, I want to see how this group maybe plays, next time out.
I think that's a hard thing, to be very honest. It's a hard thing to quantify whether one position group benefited the more so than the others. I think the test of time will show that. I'm hopeful that everybody equally benefited. Every single group has both its strengths and its weaknesses and things that we got to improve and get better at. I'm just hopeful that collectively, we're able to do, make the kind of improvement that we need to. But there's a lot of work to be done, and again, I believe our guys got the willingness to continue to put the work in. Again, we had a great week of practice the week of the Kansas game, and it showed, and our guys had a great bye week, just a tremendous attitude and perspective. Had a great practice last night. Again, I'll be the first to tell you when the practice, doesn't meet the standards, our expectations. Our guys they've been hungry, they've been humble, and they've been hardworking. So, hopefully, there'll be improvement, between now and the end of the season.
For more information, you can visit TulsaWorld.com.